Good afternoon, YouTubers. Joe at Joe's Golden Garage. Got a little update video here on a, what year is this thing? 2003 Audi A6. I did a video a couple of years ago, 2 years ago on this one. This is my granny's car. Yes, my grandma. This is her daily whip, and she's 86, 87 years old. She doesn't drive it very much, of course, but I commend her at her age on still being able to drive a German sedan with its heavy steering and firm ride and firm seats and all that good stuff. But this thing's a little cream puff. It's not cleaned up for this video, so it's got a little debris in it. But this old car is just a sweet gem. Now, it's not a 20,000 mile garage cream puff. This was my uncle's car that he purchased. I think he purchased it new back in 03. Or you know what? I think he might have bought it certified pre-owned. It was almost new when he bought it. It may have had 10,000 miles or something on it. But he's an engineer over in Alabama, and he used this. This was his work vehicle. He still drives Audi product. He's always driven Audis and VWs. There's my VW. He and I are a lot alike. We share a lot of the same taste in cars, but he has always driven an Audi or a Volkswagen GTI, or right now I think he's got a Audi S5 Cabriolet or something like that. It's a pretty badass car. But anyway, my grandmother got this several years ago from him. When, let's see, gosh, my grandfather was still living when she got this from my uncle. And my grandfather's been dead almost 5 years. There's her little canes and her little driving gloves and her little wool hat. But as you can see, the interior of this car, to be going on 16 years old, is still just in amazing condition. The wood grain, just everything. The dash. But it stays in that little carport right there. So, it stays out of the elements. You do have some wear and tear here on the window switches and this handle. It has some peeling going on. And you also have some on the window switch. Very common for Audis and Volkswagens of this vintage. But yeah, nice little car. I mean, let's do a cold start. I'll open the door here. Hopefully we can hear it. This has got a 3-liter V6. Still sounds pretty good. She runs really, really well. Pop the hood. Has the dual exhaust. Sounds pretty good. Sounds like there's a V8 under there. But no, it's just a little 3-liter V6. Can't remember what the horsepower is on this thing. Maybe close to 200. I'm just guessing. But it's just a really smooth motor. This engine does have a timing belt that requires replacement. And it was done several years back at around 100,000 miles. Still runs really well. Everything works. It's got a K&N air filter in it. It's I mean, the paint on the car still looks really good, still has a nice shine. You know, it's typical of a car from Georgia. You know, our cars don't get rusty, and they don't, you know, they don't get rusty, and if you keep them in the garage, the paint will last, or at least keep them washed and waxed. Got some, what are these? Bridgestone Ecopias. Got a fairly new set of those on here. They got crazy tread on them. Now this car is a Quattro, so it does have four-wheel drive. So with those tires in the Quattro, this thing can go anywhere. Do have a windshield washer fluid low. That's what that obnoxious beep was. You can also see a check engine light, and that check engine light has been on for I think about 6 years. I have pulled the code and cleared it, and it'll stay off for a couple of days, and then it comes right back. But the it'll always come back until the problem is fixed. But the problem has not affected the drivability of this car in any way. It is catalytic converter related. Basically, the dealership or slash mechanics want to put new catalytic converter in the car at a cost of, well, more than any of us or my grandmother wanted to spend, especially since it hasn't affected the drivability of the car or the running of the engine. So you just have to look at the annoying little light. I've been half-assed tempted to take it down to my dad's sheet metal shop and pick it up with the forklift and saw the damn catalytic converter out and weld in a straight piece. And I may still do that. But it still runs, starts, takes you where you want to go. It has 138,913 miles, so almost 139. I think when my grandmother got it 6 or 7 years ago, it had about 125,000 on it. So it's had very few miles put on it in the past 6-7 years. Basically, she just runs to the grocery store, the doctor, you know, that's about it. I'm going to go put gas in it for today because it's below a half a tank, and if it ever gets below a half a tank, she likes to get some gas, so I'm going to go fill it up. Very smooth power delivery. This is a 5-speed automatic transmission. Runs and shifts great. You can't beat this setup in this car. It's just a really, really good, smooth powertrain. And believe it or not, given this car's age and the 3-liter V6 history, this car doesn't leak anything. Doesn't leak any oil, doesn't have any oil leaks whatsoever. This has actually been a pretty reliable A6. It saw dealer service for years. You know, if you maintain one well, they'll usually take care of you. Now it sees little more than an oil change a year. So who knows, we may be on borrowed time now. But she still seems to be running good today. I'm going to pull in here and get some gas. I'll see y'all in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Thought I'd do a little 0 to 60 run. Hadn't done that in this car in a long time. Alright, let's see what she'll do. Well, she about blew up. No, I just blew the soot out. She ready to go now. Oh, yeah, it's been a while since she's been run out like that. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Like I said, just a little update on the 03 A6 Quattro. I put some premium fuel in her, so she ought to be running good now. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time. Peace.